Hi there, Malcolm here with my 354th Booktube video, and today I'll be bringing you a book review for We Are Legion. We Are Bob by Dennis E. Taylor. This is book one of the Bobiverse, a humorous science fiction story that follows the main character whose name is Bob, who in the modern day signs the contract and pays for a cryogenic certificate that will, on the event of his death, chop off his head and keep it frozen until such time as it can be unfrozen and he can be given a new body. It's all really good, except that very afternoon he gets hit by a car and is killed. He wakes up again about 110 years' time, and he soon finds out that he is an uploaded consciousness for a space program. He's going to be launched into space as a self-replicating von Neumann probe to go out to the stars, find planets that can be colonised, and basically make things ready for humans to turn up later on. Only for once he gets going, international war kicks off, and the human population is more or less wiped out before he's even got past the orbit of Mars. And this is his multiple points of view story. Now he gets to his destination, he creates more versions of himself, builds space stations, go off to other systems to try and find life, and we follow the various Bobs. Each iteration of Bob chooses their own name. They are still Bob, they have all their memories up to that point of being Bob, but just to differentiate themselves from the original Bob, they all name themselves. And he's a bit of a geek, so we've got Riker, we've got Calvin, there's Homer, there's Mario, for example. So most of the names will have some connotation as Bobs go out into the stars. Now they're not the only one to have done so. There is a little bit of competition for some space, and they do end up having a few battles with other probes that have got out. And they also encounter various things that are already there, that haven't come from Earth. Don't want to go into too much more detail on that, keeping it a bit vague there. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It's mostly light-hearted, and certainly the time spent on Earth, where he's learning his new world, as it were, and his new what he can and can't do. There are some very unsubtle social-political commentary about the world, and certainly if you read the news lately, you can see where that stems from. What is going on? Anyway, and the story is told from the point of view of Bob, or one of the other Bobs. So it's all first person, as Bob experiences and investigates and discovers and fights, and slowly spreads across the galaxy. It doesn't get too bogged down in the science, but where the science is, it's plausible. And I really enjoyed going with Bob to find brave new worlds, and going where no human eye has ever set foot. For those of you who saw my previous video on this book will know that I've got a glorious edition with the illustrated inside end pages. On one version of Bob does indeed encounter these guys, an intelligent race that are still back in the Stone Age, and Bob becomes sort of like a god to them, and I really enjoyed those segments particularly, although the other bits were good too. A couple of Bobs go back to Earth to find out, is anybody left? Is it worth us finding suitable planets for humanity if there is no humanity? And I really enjoy the story of what goes on back in the home system, as well as the various interactions that Bob has with Bob. Because it turns out that each iteration of Bob has a slight variance on the basic Bob personality. Some get on really well with each other, some don't. And that made things really interesting as well. I'd say this is booktastic, well worth the read. And I'm very eager to get my hands on book 2 of the series. I think it's about 6 or so far. So I can continue to explore the galaxy with Bob. So have you read We Are Legion, We Are Bob? What did you think of it? Do you like your light-hearted science fiction adventure stories? Or who was your favourite iteration of Bob, if you have read this? Comment down below please, but as usual, if you've nothing nice to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and other YouTubey things if you want. And until next time, see you later. We are Legion. We are Bob. We are Legion. We are Bob. We are Legion. We are Bob.